You are listening to the EVP Podcast.
Ahoy, hoy, listeners, and welcome to another episode of the EVP Podcast. With your hosts, I'm Ghosty.
And I'm Beaker.
And we're going to be talking about some current events.
We are. So you may have noticed a little bit of a gap in our uploads.
Well, you've been a busy boy.
I've been a very busy boy. I'm still a very busy boy. I've been working 60 hours a week. We're squeezing this episode in on like my one day off this week. So
Squeezing it good.
Squeezing it really hard.
Make all the juice come out.
But yeah, we do want to talk about some current events. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Weird, wild stuff.
Weird, wild. And I was sending you some of this weird, wild stuff.
No, I don't watch any of it.
We should.
So here's the deal. I'm going to go into this with as an open mind as possible, although I don't believe most of this stuff. But we'll see what happens at the end of the episode. So before we get into this, I want to start out with a little disclaimer. Okay, so today we're going to be diving into one of the internet's most fascinating modern conspiracy theories. The idea that CERN's Large Hadron Collider may somehow affect reality itself. Now, since CERN shut down the collider for scheduled upgrades, social media has been flooded with people claiming they've noticed changes in the world around them. I believe you are one of those people. Mm-hmm. Everything we're discussing today comes from reports, theories, and personal experiences that have been shared online. There's currently no scientific evidence that the Large Hadron Collider can alter timelines, memories, consciousness, or reality itself. The scientists explain that the collider is designed to study the fundamental particles of the universe, not manipulate reality. That said, millions of people continue sharing remarkably similar experiences, which raises an interesting question. Why are so many unrelated people reporting the same kind of changes? Whether it's psychological, coincidence, confirmation bias, collective memory, or something we simply do not understand yet, that's what makes this topic worth exploring in our opinions. Our goal today isn't to convince you that these claims are true. It's to present theories, discuss the theories, and let you decide what you think. As always, I'm going to do this. You always do. Try to keep an open mind about this, think critically, and enjoy the mystery that is the CERN Collider and all the shit that's going on with it right now.
I'm going to blow your mind with some of this weird shit.
Okay. Now, before we jump into the conspiracy theories, I want to look at what CERN says is actually happening, okay? Now, why the collider was shut down, according to them, CERN is saying that it was a planned shutdown, not some sort of emergency. They are saying that the collider is undergoing scheduled maintenance and major upgrades. The engineers are going to be replacing aging equipment, installing stronger magnets, upgrading electrical systems, improving particle detectors, and preparing the machine for its next generation of experiments.
Well, one thing real quick.
Okay.
This one remote viewer, her theory, well, what she experienced was that the Galactic Federation forced CERN to shut down because of...
Okay, let's get into that. Let's talk about what CERN says first.
Okay.
And then we'll jump into... We'll lead off with that, but then we'll get into what people are saying. Okay, so we'll finish what CERN is.
Keep me on task.
Their goal, okay, is that the Large Hadron Collider is being upgraded into a high luminosity Large Hadron Collider. So they're making it even more special. Larger. It's going to be highly luminescent.
And highly larger.
Now, the machine upgrades will produce significantly more particle collisions. It will allow scientists to collect much larger amounts of data. It will help detect extremely rare particle interactions and increase the chance of discovering entirely new physics. Now, what CERN is trying to discover, again, this is all according to CERN, the Large Hadron Collider is designed to answer some of the biggest unanswered questions in physics, not to change reality, but to better understand how the universe works, okay? So they want to know how the universe began. Scientists want to use the collider to recreate conditions that existed less than a billionth of a second after the Big Bang, right? They want to do this by smashing particles together at incredibly high speeds that they can study the same kind of interactions that occurred when the universe was first forming. They want to know why particles have mass, In 2012, CERN confirmed the existence of the Higgs boson, often nicknamed the God particle. Scientists continue studying it because it helps explain why some particles have mass while others don't. They also want to know whether the Higgs boson behaves exactly as current theories predict. They also want to explore dark matter a little bit more. Astronomers believe dark matter makes up roughly 85% of all the matter in the universe, yet it has never been directly detected. One goal of the LHC is to search for entirely new particles that could explain what dark matter is actually made of. Now, if these particles exist, some physicists believe they could be created during high-energy collisions. They also want to know why there is more matter than antimatter. According to current theories, the Big Bang should have created equal amounts of matter and antimatter. If that happened, they should have destroyed each other. Yet somehow matter survived and everything we know exists because of it. Scientists are trying to understand what caused that imbalance. They are trying to see if there's any undiscovered particles. The standard model explains many of the particles and forces we know about, but scientists already know it's incomplete because it doesn't explain gravity, dark matter, or several other mysteries. The collider is constantly searching for evidence of entirely new particles and new laws of physics. They want to know if all forces of nature can be connected. Physicists hope to better understand how the four fundamental forces relate to one another, that being gravity, electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, and the weak nuclear force. One long-term goal is finding evidence that could help unify them into one overarching theory. They also want to know, and this is going to interest you and a lot of people, they are trying to find out if extra dimensions actually exist. Now, this is one of the most misunderstood topics surrounding CERN. Some mathematical theories predict there could be additional dimensions beyond the 3 dimensions of space that we are experiencing every day. CERN is testing predictions made by those theories. They are not trying to open portals or communicate with another dimension. Even if evidence suggests extra dimensions exist, they would be very different from opening a doorway into one. Now, this is what CERN has to say about these conspiracy theories. According to them, the collider cannot destroy Earth, it cannot create dangerous black holes, it cannot open portals to another universe, it cannot shift timelines, it cannot change human memories, it cannot manipulate consciousness, and it cannot speed up or slow down time.
It sounds like they can do all those things.
It's quite possible. This is what they're saying.
I know, that's why I'm like, I think they can do all these.
Their reasoning is that every day Earth is struck by cosmic rays carrying far more energy than the collisions produced by the collider. Those natural collisions have been happening for billions of years. If they were capable of destroying reality, Earth would never have survived this long. So why do these theories exist? The collider is the most powerful scientific machine that's ever been built. Most people don't fully understand particle physics. Terms like quantum mechanics, dark matter, parallel universes, and extra dimensions already sound mysterious, and I'm going to agree with that on that one. Let's see, and then we're going to add social media into the mix. We're going to add the Mandela Effect and millions of people sharing strange experiences. And it is easy to see why CERN has become the center of countless conspiracy theories. Okay, now here's where things get interesting. Did you notice that some of the words CERN uses, dark matter, Big Bang, extra dimensions, and new particles? These are all real areas of scientific research. But on the internet, those same ideas often become the foundation for much bigger theories. So let's leave the science behind for a moment and let's dive into the 10 biggest claims, and possibly 11 here, that people say they have experienced since the collider was shut down. And this was recently within the last 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yes.
So let's get into what you were talking about with your friend, and then we'll jump into these some of the 10 theories that people have come up with.
Okay, so you want me to talk about the Mandela Effect?
So that's actually appropriate here because the first topic is Mandela Effects.
Yes. Okay, so one of the Mandela Effects that I'm experiencing is Britney Spears' music video, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Okay, I'm going to put it on pause for just a second. The Mandela Effect, for those of you that have been living under a rock and have never heard of it, the Mandela Effect started with Nelson Mandela in 2013, I believe, 2012, somewhere in there, when Nelson Mandela actually passed away. And there was like millions of people around the world that remember him dying in the 80s.
No, I think it was when he got released from prison.
No, it's when he died.
And people thought he died.
Yeah, when he got released from prison in the 80s. But everyone remembers him dying, right? So the Mandela Effect, it's named after Nelson Mandela, right? In 2012 or 2013, I can't remember which year it was, when he actually passed away, everyone was surprised that he was dying then because they had all remembered him dying in the 80s. So that was the kickstart of the Mandela Effect. That's why it's named the Mandela Effect. So basically, in short, the Mandela Effect is people, a large group of people, misremembering the same event.
Or remembering it one way, and now it is no longer that way.
So it's the actual definition is that it's a large group of people misremembering the same event. So you have mentioned this recent one. I do not remember it the way you do, but you're talking about Britney Spears and her skirt.
Oh, yeah. And I'm also going to blow your mind with some I Love Lucy.
Yeah, I've spent probably a good 10 years researching Mandela effects and disproving a lot of them.
Like I said.
So I know which one, I know what you're going to talk about.
We'll get there. Okay, so this one, Britney Spears, I remember her wearing a gray skirt with red plaid along with matching hair ribbons. And when I get shown what she's wearing on this show that's talking about what she's wearing, I see she's wearing a black skirt with black hair ribbons. I'm going, what the hell? I don't remember this at all. I think I sent it to you guys.
You did.
And then I sent it, and I'm showing another buddy of mine, we watch it together, and I specifically talk about the black hair ribbons. Well, I bring it up to other people afterwards, and they talk about pink stuff in her hair. I'm like, nope, black ribbons. Go to watch it. It is now pink pom-poms.
So I'm going to admit something here. So when this album came out, when this song came out, I'm like 17, 18 in high school. We're the same age. Uh-huh. I did buy the Britney Spears album. I did watch that video quite a bit. And I do remember the pink pom-poms and the black skirt. I don't remember it the other way around.
Yeah, I remember this red plaid on the skirt.
I watched that shit a lot because, she's the same age as us too. So here's this 18-year-old chick. I'm 18.
But that's the timeline you came from.
But that's what I remember and I remember the album cover because I have the CD. I remember her.
She's wearing like a pink blouse.
So the other one with Britney Spears, right?
No.
Okay, so this one I've seen a lot too. And I remember it the way that it is now, right? Everyone's saying this is the way it is. In the Oops, I Did It Again video. And I remember this very specifically because I was excited for this is back before, YouTube existed, before you could just download the videos or watch them or stream them online. I stayed up late. I had my VCR ready to go. I had my blank tape in there. When they did the world premiere of the Oops, I Did It Again music video, I recorded it. So I've got it on VHS somewhere. But I remember very specifically, she just had her red jumpsuit and her long ponytail, and she's on the moon or wherever the hell she's at, and nothing on her face. But all of these people that I've seen online are remembering her having her little microphone that she wears when she's performing live on stage. So I remember this very vividly. Again, I was a huge Britney Spears fan when I was 18 because, Britney Spears is hot. But yeah, I do not remember her wearing a microphone at all. It wouldn't make sense, right? If you're making a music video, like you're dancing in outer space.
Yeah.
Why would you have a microphone on your face?
Exactly.
But there are people that are adamant that they believe or that they remember her wearing a microphone in the music video.
It's probably the live performance they remember.
Probably. So, there's several Mandela effects we can get into. Some that I have.
Here's where I'm going to blow your mind.
Probably not, but let's go.
I Love Lucy.
I do too.
One of the most popular lines is...
No. Yeah, I know.
Lucy,
sorry.
You got some splaining to do. Yeah?
Yes. So, that one actually did blow my mind because that was one of the ones where I remember that, but... Well,
hold on. Let's finish why it blew your mind, because now they're saying that
he
never been said.
He never said it. So
there's merchandise that has that.
Right. So what I think is, and there's a couple of these Mandela effects that can be explained away from different movies. where these quotes came from. This one, I think, is one from Cable Guy, where Jim Carrey said it to Matthew Broderick's character.
No, it was in the show.
So, I don't know. I watched
Love Lucy a lot.
I mean, I've heard that line a lot. Like, Lucy has some explaining to do. But the thing is like, so you've got these videos on YouTube where people are cutting it and saying, oh, he never said it. But the thing is like, it's easy to go and find a bunch of times where he said it without saying, Lucy, you got some explaining to do, and be like, look, see, he never said it, without fully showing the entire library.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but I swear it was like every episode.
I watched some episodes.
Every time like Lucy would get herself in some goofy situation, Ricky Ricardo would find it and be like, Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
See, and I always remember the one I always quoted the most was, Lucy, I'm home.
Yeah, that too.
So there's another one recently with Bewitched.
Oh, about the wiggle?
The nose twitch.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like I kind of vaguely, but I never watched it like a whole lot, especially not as an adult. There's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is another one.
Yes.
But the thing is like, so with the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, there is 3 occasions where Charlie opens a candy. And the first one is on his birthday. He opens up a moon pie looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And I've been watching this one online. I've been following this one. And to me, it's just a lot of people that claim they're fans of the movie, but aren't actually. Because I've watched this movie many, many, many times, and it's always been on his birthday, a moon pie. And everyone's like, oh, he broke it in half and he was sharing it with his family. It's like, yeah, he broke the moon pie in half and shared it.
No, they were talking about the break of the chocolate bar.
Right. He does break the moon pie and start offering it to everybody.
No, but it was like a crack.
No, it
I
can't
know.
crack.
But I'm saying people remember that.
No, so people were saying that first episode, it was that first instance was a chocolate bar, not the moon pie.
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
Yes, and they say they remember him snapping pieces off, and like snapping pieces off and like it cracking when he does.
I think they're just mixing multiple scenes together because
universes
or scenes because they aren't really big fans of the movie.
Is there a scene where he's cracking a
I
candy
believe it's the second time when his grandpa uses the tobacco money to buy him a candy bar.
Because I remember, like, I have memories of both.
Right. So I think it's just people combining the scenes. Because
Okay.
I believe, because there's the first scene is his birthday when they give him the moon pie. The second scene is when everybody's asleep and Grandpa Joe gives him a Wonka bar.
Okay.
Well, he says, I use my tobacco money to buy this. It's a secret. So I think at that point,
and then he snaps it
I
to
think
share.
he does snap it to share with his grandpa. And then the third chocolate bar is when he finds the money in the gutter, and that's when he finds the ticket. So I think on that particular one, because I've watched this movie a lot.
Oh, because they open it up all excited to see if he gets it, and then he does it, and it's all, whoa. But he does snap it to share.
I think that with the scene where it's just him and Grandpa Joe, and I've seen people pull up their old VHS, and the first scene is the moon pie. And the second one is Grandpa Joe. So there's, like I said, I've spent a lot of time trying to debunk some of these. Some I can't explain. The I Love Lucy one, I can't explain the Mandela Effect where it originally came from. The Fruit Loom Cornucopia.
That one, I learned what a cornucopia was because of that.
And a lot of people say that. And honestly, this is one I don't remember whether or not it had it.
And that's an old one, but I got 2 new ones that are going to blow your mind.
Okay.
First one is Sprite saying they've never had a green bottle.
Okay.
Lies.
That is definitely a lie because
Yeah.
I drank a lot of Sprite growing up.
Yeah. I can Google pictures of green Sprite bottles.
Well, the thing is like they still currently have green bottles, if I remember correctly.
No, I looked. They're all clear.
No, that one, the Coke is just being buttholes on that one.
It's probably 7-Up that you're looking at.
No, I drank a lot of Sprite growing up.
But yeah.
I even won a baseball cap that said "Obey your thirst." The Sprite bottles were green.
Yeah, I know this.
Yeah, so that one I don't think is a Mandela Effect. I think that is
foolery.
I think that is tomfoolery on the behalf of Coca-Cola.
Chick-fil-A's doing this too.
Yeah, possible. I think some of the major brands, honestly, I think the Fruit of the Loom one, I think Fruit of the Loom is gatekeeping or gaslighting everybody.
Chick-fil-A switching the K back and forth.
I think some of these are just the companies gaslighting everybody because they can. Because look, you're going to sell product if people are talking about your product, are you not? I think it's all a marketing scheme on some of this stuff.
Okay, here's one that's ready to blow your mind. Michael Jackson's song "Smooth Criminal."
As you've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Yeah, but
so here's the funny thing is I was actually telling my nephews about this the other day, and I'm like, oh, they say it's you've been hit by.
No, you've been hit by, you've been struck by is the original. Everyone knows.
So here's the funny thing. When I was playing the song for my nephews the other day, at one part of the song, he does go, you've been hit by, but later in the song, it does say you've been hit by, you've been struck by. I heard this with my own ears less than like a week ago. So he says
last night.
He says both.
Well, in every remake version of it, he only says you've been hit by, you've been struck by. In every remake, they say that you've been hit by, you've been struck by, where Michael Jackson says you've been hit by, you've been hit by.
Well,
but nobody remembers that being said twice in any of the verses ever, where it's re-said. But all the remakes have it that way, where it is you've been hit by, you've been struck by. There's never a you've been hit by, you've been hit by.
So the version I listened to the other day, I'm pretty sure
that form.
It was. Oh, I don't listen to that one. I don't like it. It's not as good as the original. But I swear it said the first time it said you've been hit by, and then later in the song it said you've been hit by, you've been struck by.
No, there's parts of the song where he's saying struck.
Right.
But he doesn't say you've been struck by in that verse.
I'm telling you what I heard when I was listening to the song.
Play it.
This is, well, I'd have to find it. I could play it.
At the end of the episode.
I will. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about Mandela Effects, so that's one of the biggest claims is people are saying that since the collider shut down, Mandela Effects are changing. So they're going back to what they originally were
like
before. Yeah, like the Chick-fil-A.
I remember that one, actually, because I was tripped out when I got spell checked and it added a K on there. I'm like, what?
I remember just CHIC, to be honest with you.
Yes, it was that. And then when I was I was spelling it to say something to somebody, and it spell checked me with a K in there. I said, bullshit.
So people are saying that shit's reverting back to the way it was. People say that there's some of them that have been flip-flopping this entire time, where they've been like, okay, it's this way, and then all of a sudden it's this way, and then it goes back. And we've discussed some of them.
Emojis.
Some of them.
There's emojis too.
I don't do emojis, so I don't know anything about that one.
There's emojis in our phone that have never existed that are there now. And if you look at them, you'll trip out.
I mean, that's something that they could have just added recently.
No, there's no updates on it. Like that was.
Well, I don't know. I don't do emojis. Some of the other things that some of the popular ones is the Berenstain Bears versus Berenstein Bears.
Yeah.
The cornucopia we talked about, the Monopoly Man monocle. That one I'm pretty sure came about because Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura walked up to the one guy and he goes, "You must be the Monopoly Man," because he's wearing a monocle, right? Pikachu's tail.
Remember that one?
No, I don't use emojis, so I'm not going to remember any of them.
Okay, well that one's new.
Okay.
See that, folks?
No, actually, they can't. You might want to hear it. Let me see your phone. So you can see it a little bit better on Ghosty's. There we go.
Does anybody remember that emoji?
If anyone remembers that, let us know. I don't really use emojis, so I couldn't tell you. The Pikachu's tail, whether it had a black tip or not, the Snow White, the mirror on the wall.
Yeah, it was the fairest.
Everyone remembers its magic mirror on the wall. It's always been mirror.
Mirror.
Right. The C-3PO's leg being silver. And it would make sense because he was built out of spare parts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I remember.
People remember both legs being gold, not one being silver. And then the line from Star Wars, Luke, I am your father. I honestly think that one came from Tommy Boy because Chris Farley says that in that movie. But I always
Why would he say it?
Why? Because that's how the writers wrote it. The line is, "No, I'm your father." And here's one that I like. So, Scary Movie 2. When the guy's hanging out the window.
Show this
Chris Elliott's character.
There's a line of glowing people. That's new.
They look like brides.
Oh,
Oh, my camera's. That's the best I'm going to do for right now.
Okay, that's a new emoji.
So you remember Scary Movie 2, the guy's hanging out the window. Chris Elliott's character is reaching out, and the guy's reaching for his hand, and he says,
my strong arm?
grab my strong hand, right? In the movie, this is one I specifically remember. I remember grab my strong hand, and it might have been something that was in the trailer that they cut out and replaced in the movie. Because in the movie, he says, no, that hand's not strong enough. What I love is that Marlon Wayans, I saw a clip on TikTok where he remembered it saying, grab my strong hand. But that's not what's in the final episode or the final cut of the movie. It might have been one of those where you see something in the trailer, but it doesn't necessarily translate over into the movie. And that's might be where that one came from. But I do remember hearing that, grab my strong hand.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite lines from the movie. Now, believers do argue that if millions of unrelated people remember the exact same thing wrong, then maybe it isn't just bad memory. Now, skeptics say our brains constantly reconstruct memories, making us more confident in details that may never have existed.
So let me tell you, not the science, but the hocus pocus part.
Okay.
So what they're saying is it's the timelines because of what CERN's doing. They're ending timelines or merging timelines together. So things were always that way in this timeline, and we didn't come from that timeline. So when they merge together, or we have memories of both, and merging those two, some people remember it this way, some people remember it this way, but both are correct.
So my question is on this, coming from, like, I'm trying to keep an open mind, because there are some of these things where it's like, I do remember it that way, and all the evidence points that it wasn't that way. There are some I have disproved, like the We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
That one was super easy to disprove.
Yes.
And
I'm all about that.
The Macarena one. Did you ever hear that one? So there's in the video there, and I actually linked this to the person that posted this saying the Macarena was a Mandela Effect, where they said they never do like a certain arm movement in the video, and he uploaded the original remix video. And in the remix video, yeah, they don't do that dance move. So I uploaded the actual original video, not like, the remix where the chick and those people did the song, right? Uh-huh. The actual two guys that wrote the song and sang it, they do the full movement the guy said was not in the Macarena video. So I think a lot of this, in my opinion, is people just are super bored, or they're just trying to get a lot of views on TikTok or YouTube or their social medias. That's why there's so many videos on the Mandela Effect. And then there's people that I think wholeheartedly believe all of this stuff. And my question is, and I'm not trying to be like a dick or anything, but say it is true. Say all this stuff has happened and has flipped around, and these things really did exist in another timeline. How does it affect us in our daily lives? Like, what changes? Like, we don't do anything different other than, oh my God, yeah, I totally remember that.
Let me tell you a story.
Okay. I'm just, it's general curiosity, right? Genuine curiosity.
So this
is like, how does it affect your life, or how does it change your life knowing that you came from a different timeline?
Probably wouldn't, but this is a crazy situation where this person experienced, along with her mother, a timeline shift, and they both are, it's weird. So, and this girl has both memories of this, where she got into a car accident as a passenger right during this shift. And in one timeline, it was a minor crash. She got out of the vehicle on her own, called her mom, told her that they're going to be going to the CERN hospital to meet her there to pick her up. And in this other memory, she is more in a state of she can't get out on her own, and she's stuck in the vehicle, and they have to get the jaws of life to get her out. And she never had a chance to call her mom. And she gets to the hospital, and her mom's there waiting because her mom got a call from her. So it was like the two mixed together. She remembers walking down the street and calling her mom to tell her to come get her. But in the situation that is happening at the moment, she never got to her phone, never got to call her mom, and was just transported to the hospital, and boom, her mom's there.
So it's very interesting. And the thing is, I know that the human memory is like garbage, right? They did this in an episode of Law & Order Special Victims Unit where a kid got kidnapped, and there's 3 eyewitnesses, and
she didn't have her phone.
They all gave very different descriptions of the person that kidnapped the kid, right? Do you know Michael Carbonara, the Carbonara Effect?
Yeah.
The hidden camera magic show, right?
Yes.
So there's an episode he did, and I recently watched this clip where he's got a restaurant full of paid actors except for like one or two like customers, right? And one of the actresses has a large purse sitting on her table. She gets up to go to the bathroom and asks the mark, more or less, will you watch my purse? And the people are like, yeah, no problem. So the street magician walks up wearing like a hoodie and whatnot, and he grabs the purse and runs away. And the person that starts watching it is like freaking out, whatever. And shortly after, cop car pulls up, cop gets out. It's the magician. And he's going and he's asking the person to what happened and to describe the person. So he's the one that physically stole the purse. And then he's asking them to describe himself. And they're giving very different descriptions of that looks nothing like him. And then obviously he reveals at the end that, I'm the one that did it. So it just shows that like our memories aren't as good as we think they are. Right. But trying to stay open-minded, some of the stuff is very possible. But there's no way to prove it, really. I mean, I've seen stuff where someone's got like this old BlackBerry where he's waving it over his Berenstain books and it's switching between Berenstain and Berenstain. My favorite one is all the people that are claiming that Kazam and Shazam.
Oh yeah, that would never happen. But
so they've taken the case for Shazam, right? Uh-huh. And they've like edited it and photoshopped it to where it fits the Mandela Effect, and then they've actually gone to the lengths of making the case and putting it on their old video. Like they change everything, and they're like, "Oh yes, I've got the original. It's this."
I wonder if I screenshotted the black ribbons in her hair.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna look. I'm looking.
Okay, while you look, I think we might have spent enough time on Mandela Effects that we can finally jump to topic number 2.
Oh yeah, there's another topic. Shit,
there's 10 topics here.
Oh gosh, maybe we should save it. Some of them for other episodes.
No, this is gonna be a long ass episode. Oh, maybe we'll just record the whole thing and I'll split it in 2 parts. Okay. So the next thing, or we can go through these. This one's pretty quick. People are claiming that since the collider has been shut down, that time feels different. Have you experienced anything like this? We'll go through the list and see if we've experienced this ourselves. So first, people are saying that this might actually be the most commonly reported claim. People are saying that life suddenly doesn't feel like it's on fast forward anymore. And I've actually heard people say this in a meeting I went to a couple weeks ago. Work shifts don't appear to disappear in what feels like minutes anymore. People are saying that weekends actually feel like weekends again. They're saying that their days seem fuller, even though the clock obviously hasn't changed. Some people describe having more time to finish their projects. They're feeling less rushed throughout the day. They're looking at the clock, expecting the hours to have passed, only to realize it's been a short time. That's how I always feel on that one. Feeling like the last several years moved unnaturally fast, but now things seem to have slowed back down. Some conspiracy theorists believe that CERN somehow affected our perception of time. Others believe it's simply confirmation bias. Once people expect to notice a difference, they begin to notice one. So, no, for you, you haven't noticed any time shifts or time slowing down?
Time has always been moving fast for me.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. Like, it's like hit or miss. Like, because, you're extremely busy, you're rushing around doing stuff. It's like, oh, time's passed. And there's other times where it seems like it's dragging. Like, that's always the way it's been for me. Nothing's really changed in that aspect for me. This is another one I find interesting. People are saying that other people seem friendlier.
Mm-hmm.
Another surprising common observance is that people seem nicer. They say that more strangers are smiling. They're having more random conversations. Drivers are allowing people to merge. From what I've seen on TikTok, that's not true. There's less road rage. Also not true from what I'm seeing on TikTok. Cashiers making small talk again. Online posts describe coworkers seeming happier. There's less tension in public. Families arguing less. More patience in restaurants and stores. Social media feeling just a little less toxic. Some theorists believe that if consciousness shifted, human emotions shifted with it. Skeptics argue people may simply be noticing positive interactions that were previously ignored. I think it's just a general thing where it's like, there's not a whole lot going on this year. There's not a lot of crazy. I mean, other than
war.
We won't get into politics, but generally, for me, it's just it's been busier at work because we're a little short staffed. But other than that, everything seems to be just the same as it always has been.
Except that they've came out and admitted that we have 4 different species of aliens living amongst us every day, and nobody bats an eye.
Maybe aliens. Well, that's because we've been hearing it for years. Aliens exist. Oh, that's awesome. Holy shit, aliens exist.
That they're living amongst us.
That's
pretending to be us.
The Nordics, man.
Not just them, the reptilians.
Okay.
And insectoids. I didn't know about the insectoids.
I didn't either. We can do a whole episode
of insectoids.
On insectoids and all sorts of aliens. People are also saying that reality feels a little more vivid.
How?
Okay, so this is what people are saying. They're describing that the world in itself is feeling different, right? They're saying that colors are brighter, the sky looks bluer, trees are greener, music sounds richer, sunsets feel more beautiful, while others report that food tastes better. I think all of this is the long-lasting effects of COVID are finally wearing off after 6 years.
COVID was fake.
COVID was fake? I had it, so I don't think it was.
The flu.
Well, possibly, but I did test positive for it at one point in time.
The flu.
It was very different from when I had the flu. When I had the flu,
they manufactured it.
I had influenza A and I was sick for 3 days. When I had COVID, I was sick for 2 months.
They call it long flu.
Oh, okay. Long flu. The whole world got together and decided to fake a disease. Got it.
Not the whole world. No, just some people.
The whole world. Got it.
Some people.
A coworker of mine, a friend of ours, actually almost died from it, but it was fake.
No.
Yep.
There's a whole thing about it.
Victor almost died from it, but it was definitely fake.
Flu.
Okay. Other people report that food tastes better, that smells seem stronger. They feel emotionally connected to everyday life. Nature feels peaceful again. One phrase appears online over and over again. It's like someone turned the saturation back up on reality. Some compare it to finally taking off a pair of dirty glasses after years of wearing them. This one I've not heard.
Say that again?
Some people are saying it's finally like taking off a pair of dirty glasses, like your sunglasses, right? They're dirty, hard to see through, and you finally clean them after wearing them for years.
When I look up at the stars, they look like they're underwater.
Well, it's because you're tired.
No,
I have no idea.
It's like the lights coming off of them it looks more than just one light, even different colors. But they are looking
brighter.
It is looking like there's ripples that go over them, like waves go over them, as if there is a firmament. It's been weird.
Firmament only works on the flat Earth theory, and we've already proven many times that the Earth is not flat. Less deja vu. We're talking about things that people have said since CERN has shut down the collider. We're not talking about the firmament or aliens or any of that shit right now.
I know.
That is a whole different episode. So people are saying they experience less deja vu. I have yet to experience this because I actually experienced deja vu last night. But people say before the shutdown, many people were claiming they experienced deja vu constantly. They say conversations felt repeated, places felt strangely familiar, dreams seemed to predict future events. I have that one quite a bit, and I still do. Since the shutdown, many people say those experiences have almost disappeared. Their memories feel more stable. They're no longer questioning whether something already happened. Others say their mind feels clear. They blah, blah, blah. They feel more focused. Clearly, I don't. Reality feels more consistent. Psychologists points to stress, memory, and attention. Believers point to reality becoming more stable. Have you experienced that? Less deja vu, or
no?
Did you ever get deja vu?
I get deja vu here and there, and it's not wrapped up and it's not wrapped down.
Yeah, same for me. Like my deja vu is normally the dream one, where like I dream about something, and whether it's a year or two later or a couple months later, like it actually happens. I don't know how to explain that, but I've been doing that since I was 14.
Because everything happened already, or is happening, and it was happening.
Well, I think we've talked about this on the show before, where there's a theory that we've already lived this and we're just remembering it. It's like it's like when you sing around the campfire and you're just reminiscing about old times. That's essentially what the theory is that's what we're doing somewhere, but the way that we're remembering it is by like reliving it again, like we are right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think that's a very interesting theory.
Or we are a higher dimensional conscious that has been imprisoned into a 3D world.
I don't know that we've been imprisoned, but we are definitely a higher, multidimensional consciousness, or your higher self or whatever.
Third dimension.
But as far as like deja vu, nothing has changed for me. It's the same.
For my deja vu, it's usually like when I am in a place and I'm like, I've been here before, but I've never been here before.
See, I've had maybe one or two times where I'm like, this place feels oddly familiar, but yeah, I've never been there. Most of mine is the dream thing. But again, we both have just said that nothing has like really changed for us. It hasn't like been less or been more. It's the same. So, people are saying they're getting better sleep. They're saying that sleep has become another major talking point, that they fall asleep faster. They're sleeping throughout the night. They're waking up refreshed, while other people are reporting they have fewer nightmares and there's less anxiety before bed. They have calmer dreams and they have more energy throughout the day. Some even claim that the strange ultra realistic dreams they've had for years have suddenly stopped. A few theorists suggest that if CERN affected consciousness, it may have also affected dreaming. Have you noticed anything with your sleep?
Nothing new.
No, not me either. It's same old, same old. I go to bed feeling fine. I wake up feeling sore and I'm tired through the first couple hours, and then I have my coffee and I'm good to go.
I go to bed horny. I wake up horny.
I mean, that's a given. I think we all know that.
It's all the same.
I mean, once you hit your 40s, like you go to bed, you go to the doctor, like, hey, what'd you do? Oh, I went to sleep. Why does my shoulder hurt? I fell asleep. That's simple.
Because you're overusing it.
I'm overusing my shoulder while I'm sleeping. I know what you're getting at. And so will some of our other dirty-minded listeners. Yeah. Now, here's one that we've discussed a little bit with the Mandela Effect, but people are saying that timelines are merging. Merge. That's one of the biggest conspiracy theories connected to CERN, the basic idea that parallel realities exist. Every decision creates new branches. They kind of did this in the Loki TV series.
Yes, exactly. And I want to say CERN came out publicly to apologize this year that they ended 3 timelines.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Google that.
Google device.
CERN somehow weakened the walls separating them. Believers point to families remembering history differently, historical facts changing, objects appearing in impossible places, personal memories nobody else shares. Well, that would make sense if they're personal memories. No one's else going to share them. That's a weird claim. Others say maps look different, anatomy diagrams have changed, continents appeared shifted, and since the shutdown, many claim those timelines are slowly merging back together into one stable reality. So this is one I want to spend a little bit of time on. We're at 43 minutes. We're doing pretty good. Have you heard about the timelines like shifting and merging back together? And
yes.
Where was I going with this? Holy hell. It's like they mentioned were things that weren't there before are all of a sudden back.
Oh, the apology for ending timelines was a rumor.
There was a rumor. Okay. So the thing here's where I'm going with this. So in 2012, when the Mayan calendar ended and everyone was talking about it was supposed to be like the end of the world, right? The one theory is that it actually did end, and when it did, we all shifted to the timeline we're currently in, right? And now that CERN has shut down the collider, they're saying that timeline from when people died in 2012 and our timeline, those that had shifted to a different timeline, we're merging back into one timeline instead of 2 separate timelines. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like disaster or whatever, like people did die in 2012, right? And we're all the ones that shifted to the new timeline instead of just dying.
Okay.
And the ones that survived in that 2012 timeline that kept going, the 2 timelines are coming back together into one timeline. And that's another way that people are explaining the Mandela effects, right?
Okay. Yep. That's exactly what
You've heard this theory?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard it too. I think it's a very interesting theory. I wish there was a way to like actually prove it. And if there was, the government or whoever's in charge, the powers that be, the reptilians, as you say.
Actually, I learned something.
They're not going to let you know. What did you learn?
That there's another weird. I better not get into this too much, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Weird, wild stuff.
Oh, it's weird and wild.
Well, if it falls into the next 3 categories here.
Has to do with the elite.
Okay, no, it won't. Next one, people are saying they have spiritual experiences. They're more feeling spiritually different. Meditation seems to be becoming easier to people. They say the intuition feels stronger. On this one, for me, it's weird because mine seems to have gone the other way.
Mine seems to have gotten stronger.
And mine seems to have weakened a little bit. And it might just be because I'm working a lot of hours and I'm just not focused on that stuff right now. For me, it's always been like I kind of have to meditate and like get myself into that mindset for it to be good. People are saying their anxiety has decreased. They're feeling a lot calmer, while others have reported seeing repeated numbers like 1111, which I've been hearing about that one for years.
No, mine's been 222, 333, 666, like triples. It's been triples.
Is it just on your clock or is it just anywhere in general?
Mainly clocks, any type of displays, even like casino stuff, like
'Cause I feel like some of that it just could be like your subconscious mind just like making you look
like,
at that.
I'm looking at no, but it's being more apparent, like it's showing itself.
Well, and here's the thing: is like from what I understand with that is when you're seeing those repeated numbers or like that, it's like your guides or whatever are trying to bring your attention to something that you're missing. And when they do that, where they're showing you the repeated numbers, it's like they're giving you that nudge to be like, "Hey, you need to be looking into something." Does that make sense?
Yes, because...
But I think more and more people are actually being aware of this. Like their guides are reaching out to them more.
I want to say this has to do with 222. That one I think has to do with luck and money and finances.
So does 666 actually. 666 is actually not a negative number.
Right, yeah.
If you're not Christian. If you are Christian, it is a very negative number.
Even then, it wasn't meant to be.
No, it wasn't. Never was.
No.
That was a Christian thing.
Yeah.
The 66, same with like Black Cats.
Had to do with that day. It was coming up on the like I was betting on this stuff, and the cash out number kept stopping at that 222. Like it was happening a lot.
Well, you better cash out and find out a way to come to Disneyland with me next month.
What happened was it had to do with that finances and stuff and like losing money.
Well, you need to gain money.
I lost money that day.
You should gain money so you can come to Disneyland with me and your brother.
Yes.
We can do some spooky shit at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And hopefully don't touch people. That's inappropriate.
Oh, fine.
You're the happiest place on earth. We don't touch people. Some people say they have more meaning coincidences. They're feeling more connected to nature. They're feeling more compassionate. They're having a stronger sense of purpose. Some interpret this as humanity becoming more spiritually aware. Others see it simply as being more mindful. I honestly think it's just more people have, honestly haven't noticed it. It's, for me, it's been kind of, like I said, I've just been super busy the last couple months. So I haven't really paid attention much to spirituality.
Well, apparently, from what David Wilcox was saying before.
Who is David Wilcox?
Remember, he's one of the scientists that got murdered.
Oh my God. So speaking of the scientists that got murdered, we totally forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode. So our last episode on the missing scientists, this is totally like way off topic, but it's worth mentioning here in the middle of our episode. We released on June 1st, our episode of Missing Scientist. 2 days later, on June 3rd, the one from New Mexico who dropped her kid off of school and was never seen again, her body was found.
Yeah. In a place that they've already searched.
I'm like, that's a weird fucking coincidence, in my opinion, that literally 2 days after we released an episode, I mean, we had recorded it a month before, but 2 days after we released it, maybe someone listened to our episode and they're like, oh, they're onto us. Find her body. Like, I just thought I'm like, holy shit, that was really weird in my opinion.
I didn't find out if her body was decayed or if it was like freshly
It'd been a year. So she was
Well,
found
no.
June 3rd. She went missing June 3rd,
But I never heard
2026.
about her body.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But I do know that it had been a year. So there's obviously going to be some decomposition
anybody
if it was
heard
outside.
the state of her body,
let us know.
Yeah.
She was gone for almost a year. It was June 29th, 2025 when she went missing, and June 3rd, 2026 when they found her body with a bullet hole to the back of the head.
Yeah.
That's not self-inflicted. No one commits suicide by shooting themselves in the back of the head.
Do you think it was government or something bigger?
Oh, 100%. Dude, we talked about that on that episode.
Because now time has passed.
I'm pretty with, I believe if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I believe I said most of these seem like government cover-ups.
I think more so that it is not government and it is like the Men in Black type.
Oh, it's very possible, but
I don't think I don't think they're part of our government.
Didn't we have on our Men in Black episode, didn't we say that it was like maybe an extension of the government?
Yes, but I'm thinking more now of like the like Alien Federation.
Oh, okay. Starfleet hasn't been invented yet. We're not quite there.
But no, it's been happening before
The
remote viewers have been going in.
Remote viewers are 100% accurate.
I think the Men in Black. I think the Men in Black now are not run by our government, but our government has no choice but to let them do their thing, and that they're their own entity, not tied to anything. And there's been so many sightings now that they just haven't been visiting everybody with a sighting anymore. But these big situations where people have this knowledge that are trying to spread,
or most of these people that are claiming they have sightings aren't really having sightings, and they can weed those out and be like, no, not worth our time.
But there's just so many of them. Because I don't know, every single night when I look up in the sky, there's things moving.
Right.
And
you saw a light.
More so now.
Right. But if you say you saw a light moving around in the sky, is that really worth the Men in Black coming out and be like, you saw nothing? You know what I mean?
No, but if I said what happened to me that one night, I shared on that one episode where one came right over the top of my head really low.
Still not worth visiting, in my opinion.
I hope not.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, I saw a light.
That was very, very deliberate.
I saw a light in the sky stop above my head. It sat there for a minute and then left. Let's put yourselves in the Men in Black shoes, right? Like, let's say you were working.
I don't want to put myself in their slimy shoes.
Let's say you were working for that company, that organization.
They don't work.
Right? It's clearly work if you're going out and doing stuff, right? Whether or not you get paid for it, it's still work, right? Would you consider that something worth your time to investigate? If someone said, I saw a light stop over my head for like 5 minutes and then left.
No. It's all the people that have been having like experiences with seeing, like the whole mall experience in Miami. Imagine all the people that they'd have to go to because they saw some shit.
They would focus on, I'm sure they have a screening process to weed out the ones that they don't need to.
They have the Ray-Bans.
Exactly.
They have the Ray-Ban
okay.
thing.
So speaking of Men in Black and stuff, this probably has nothing to do with any of that, but people are experiencing what they call more glitches in the Matrix since the collider was shut down.
Okay.
People have told stories of strange events that continue to spread online with objects that are disappearing and later reappearing. Electronics are behaving strangely. People remember conversations very differently. Again, I'm going to go with like bad memories on that one. But I did have someone recently show me a video. He had a 80s boombox that he bought at a estate sale or garage sale or something like that. And he showed me the video of this thing. He told me that he'd had it for months and he couldn't get the damn thing to work. Whether it was plugged in, batteries, whatever, it wouldn't work. And then one day, all of a sudden, it started blaring some like death metal. And he couldn't get it shut off until he actually pulled the batteries out of the back of it. So electronics behaving strangely. I have heard of that recently with someone I know. So that one I do believe. People, like I said, remember conversations very differently. Shoddy memories. Familiar places suddenly feeling unfamiliar. And you just mentioned this with your deja vu. But you've never been to a place that feels familiar. This is familiar places suddenly feeling unfamiliar. Other reports include time appearing to skip, impossible coincidences, people seemingly vanishing in crowds, street names looking very differently, clocks showing odd times, And whether these are coincidences or something stranger, these stories seem to spike every time CERN makes headlines.
F you, CERN.
F you, CERN. Have you ever seen the videos, speaking of glitches in the Matrix, where like people have videos of like birds or random shit just floating in the sky, and then all of a sudden they start moving again?
Yes, but they're going against the wind. They're gliding in place because they're kind of downward motion or the motion against the wind, so they're able to hold still. And pilots use this to like kill time before their landing time. So
Okay.
instead of doing laps and doing circles all the time, why not just stay still? If you could go against the wind like that and stay at that propulsion against the wind, you'll stay still. Why not do that rather than do laps?
I like the one where they're driving by a lake, and while they're moving, the waves are still, but as soon as they stop, you can see the waves in the lake moving. Like, I can't remember the name of
Does that have to do with the camera aperture?
Yeah, it does. I can't remember the exact name of the phenomenon or whatever it is, but it is very interesting to watch.
Frame per second.
Yeah.
And
so
depending how fast, because it does that with helicopter blades.
It's very interesting to watch. People will say that's a glitch in the Matrix. It's just the way the electronics or the
just like when
technology
you
works.
See an LCD screen, with your bare ass eyes compared to through your phone.
You see all the grainy stuff and all the
on the phone. It'll look like flashes and you can't even
you'll
make
see
out
all
numbers.
the stuff that your normal eyes don't see. These are things that people report as glitches in the Matrix. I think it's very healthy to understand why they're actually happening this way. Science, bitch. But I've seen like one did like the object stuck. I think the guy came out and admitted that he was faking all this, but he had one with like an umbrella that was like stuck in the air.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah. So people are like, they take these scientific things like the birds or the waves, and they try to prove that it's like some sort of glitch in the Matrix, if you will.
But do you believe that we could be living in a Matrix?
Oh, fabricated? We just talked about like if we're collectively remembering the same thing, like we're just reminiscing, going back and forth. Like, this life has already happened and we're just remembering it together. 100% could be some sort of simulation that we're currently living.
Like, what if this
not saying it is.
Like
there's no way to prove it, but it's
like Minecraft, but we're all a higher conscious, imprisoned, and getting forced to live in these 3D bodies. And I don't know.
I necessarily agree with that, but I do agree with the higher conscious.
Everything's made out of carbon.
Yeah, sure. That's why the aliens in Mars Attacks have to chew the gum. I do believe that we are higher consciousness. Whether or not we're trapped is up for debate, but I do agree with the higher consciousness part. Like I said, I've heard
gods.
We could be, according to one religion. So lastly, number 10 here, we have CERN was affecting reality, is what people are saying. This is a theory that connects everything together. Some people believe that the collider wasn't simply smashing particles. Yeah. They say it was interacting with space-time itself. It created microscopic black holes. It temporarily connected parallel universes. It weakened the barrier between realities.
Everything they said they weren't doing.
Pretty much. This is what everyone says. No, you really are. The most extreme versions claim CERN shifted humanity into alternate timelines. They changed collective memories. They altered consciousness. They changed probability itself. They're saying that CERN created many of today's Mandela effects. They say they opened portals into other dimensions. While scientists reject these claims, explaining that the LHC, or the collider, produces less energy than many natural occurring cosmic ray collisions that hit the Earth every day.
Blah, blah, bullshit.
Yet every time CERN starts or stops, the internet explodes with theories, stories, and people convinced that they're experiencing something they can't explain.
Yeah, like my kimonos.
No one can explain the kimonos, and that has nothing to do with CERN, because you're wearing them before and after CERN shut down.
Yeah.
We don't understand. Today you're wearing sunglasses with your kimono.
Because my eyes hurt.
That's because you're old.
Uh-huh.
But I'm older than you, so
that way nobody can see when I fall asleep. Like Over here being Sleepy Joe.
That's okay. It allows me to talk in my monotone voice that puts people to sleep.
Yeah.
This is my radio voice. So I want to know, you people out there in the wonderful world of the internets, because I know some of you people are into this stuff and you've researched it probably just as much as we have. We want to know, which of these claims have you personally experienced, if any?
Yeah, tell us your Mandela effects that are tripping you out.
We want to know if you feel like any of this is just confirmation.
Or if we're just full of shit.
Yes. We want to know if you feel like if it's confirmation biased. Are there millions of people unintentionally influencing one another online?
What do you guys remember about Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Yeah, baby.
You like how I rhymed that?
Or, yeah. Oops, I did it again. Could there be perfectly normal psychological explanations?
We found some.
Is there something happening that science has yet to explain? Or maybe the biggest question of all, are we just seeing patterns where none existed? Or are those patterns trying to tell us something?
Is that the biggest question of all?
Apparently, that's what I wrote.
Know what it is?
What is the biggest question?
Did you wash your ass today?
Did you, the stink ass? All right. So other than that last question, or if you want to answer that last question as well, you can hit us up at evp.pod@gmail.com, or you can email us or DM us or whatever the hell it's called on Instagram or Facebook, also evp.pod.
Or TikTok.
Or TikTok. We're working on that. Look, people, those of you watching on YouTube and Spotify, I have a new iPad. So hopefully here soon, we will be uploading a lot more to our social media.
Sure.
We say that a lot. We'll see what actually happens. In the meantime, in the between time, you should go to our affiliate link at ghoststop.com, buy some ghost hunting gear, and do the ghost hunting stuff. We do occasionally. Mm-hmm. Apparently, y'all liked our paranormal, the Pro Vortex episode. That one blew up. You know what's blew up? Our firmament episode. Don't understand it, but hey, keep listening.
Man. It's happening.
I'm sure it is. I'm going to contribute that one to Madam Hicks being on that episode. Every time she's here, those episodes blow up. So
yeah,
regardless of the topic. So thank you, Madam Hicks, for joining us.
Yeah, get back over here to Utah and come do another episode.
And she lives in...
she's on vacation.
Oh, she is on vacation.
Yeah.
She's in Washington somewhere. I don't know.
She's over there at the Conjuring
Washington,
House.
D.C. She's at the Conjuring House. She's in Rhode Island. Yeah, she's not going to listen to this, but okay. We'll see. Do all the stuff with the stuff. Do the ghost hunting.
You know what? Ghosts, you don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.